Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your December 2020 general reading. This is for the first 2 weeks of December, so from the 1st through the 15th. This reading is for the fire sign of Sagittarius. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all safe and well as we continue to move through the holiday season. Thanks for taking the time to tune into this video, for all your likes, your shares, subscribing to the channel, support, feedback, comments, donations. It is all welcome and appreciated. Thank you. So this reading is for Sagittarius, so that's Sun, Moon, Rising, if your Venus is in Sagittarius, or if you're a cross-watching for a Sagittarian. It's all relevant, but of course, being a general reading, it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. So watch all of your signs if you know them, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It can bring in additional insight and perspective. If you find that anything in the reading or any of the readings resonate for you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something for yourself or perhaps as a gift for a friend, family member, loved one, we are in the holiday season. They make great gifts, personal readings. You don't have to leave your house to give or receive them. So if you're interested in that for yourself or anyone else, you can click on the description link below. You'll see my email address, maggie1maguire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I'd be delighted to hear from you, and I can usually respond within the same day with more information. And I do readings full-time. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent at working with people's schedules to get those readings set up as quickly as possible. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and particularly popular this time of year are the 6 and 12-month overviews I do, which kind of give you a peek ahead for 6 or 12 months, depending on how far down the road you want to look. And a lot of people like to order those as we're ending one year and starting a new one, so food for thought. All right, let's move right into this reading for Sagittarius for the first 2 weeks of December 2020. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Legacy of the Divine Tarot. Okay, Sagittarius. Saggy. Let's see what's in store for you for the first half of December. We begin with the Empress, followed by the Page of Swords, the Hanging Man, followed by the Ten of Coins, the King of Wands, followed by the Lovers, and from the bottom of the deck we just had 3 cards pop out, and let me see what order they came in. I'm going to keep all 3 of them. We have the 5 of Coins that came out first, with the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. I feel like keeping all of those, so I'm going to do that. I can already tell from looking at this reading, Sagittarius, it's very similar to your sister signs, or brother signs if you prefer to call them that, Leo and Aries as well. You know, often I find a similar theme with the 3 signs from each element, but for the first 2 weeks of December, the fire signs have a very strong similar theme, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius, and you're no different, Sagittarius. So it looks like you may be feeling disappointed in something, Sagittarius, or someone, and yourself perhaps as well. You may be feeling disappointed, you may be feeling in lack, in need. The 5 of Coins is a card that represents insufficiency and lack. It might be financial and material for some of you. It might be emotional. This can represent feeling shut out, feeling abandoned, rejected, not good enough. It can also sometimes represent that what you need or what you're waiting for is very close to you. You may not be seeing it, or you may need to reach out for it. But it is fundamentally a card that represents feeling like you're on the outside looking in, with the haves and the have-nots. This is about feeling like you're one of the have-nots, whether it's financial and material insufficiency or emotional insufficiency, or a combination of all of those. That's kind of your overall theme, overall energy, as we begin December. And with it is the Ten of Swords, which is a card that can represent betrayal, feeling stabbed in the back, kicked in the teeth, thrown under the bus. But it represents it being at an end. I mean, it doesn't get worse than the Ten of Swords. It's done. It's time to kind of, tens represent a cycle ending and something coming full circle. So this is what's kind of clarifying that insufficiency feeling. And then we have another five, the Five of Wands, which is a card that can represent petty conflict, gossip, rumor mongering, competitive energy, petty arguments, just kind of going around and around in circles. So there's two fives here, Sagittarius and the Ten of Swords, that represent your overall energy for the first 2 weeks of December. And fives can represent, conflicts, but within conflicts, of course, are opportunities for change. For some of you, if this could be a workplace situation in which you were passed up for something, or maybe there's been some difficulty with rumors or gossip mongering, people kind of chattering, negative naysay. I mean, which the Five of Wands can represent, because it represents people all a small group of people competing with each other, vying for everybody, but it's of a rather petty or competitive jealousy kind of energy as well. But it makes you feel, kind of left out. Some of you, it might be, a group of people at work, office drama, or within a social group of some kind, and feeling like you've really been kind of stabbed in the back, thrown under the bus sort of energy, feeling kind of down and lonely and disappointed. You may have been passed up for something. For some of you, we do have the Lovers here, which can sometimes represent third-party situations within a relationship. It might be that you've discovered you're not the only one, or that there's competition if you are working towards something. It can, I always hope I'm wrong, but it's not always rainbows and unicorns, right? It can represent being cheated on if that's something that you have found out recently as well, and needing to make a decision about that, because we do have the Lovers here with the King of Wands, which is likely you, fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, with the Lovers, which usually represent a significant, pretty passionate, connected, romantic relationship. It can also represent needing to make a decision, a pretty important decision that's going to affect the relationship. It might be about the relationship itself, or it might be a decision that needs to be made in another part of your life but will have a significant impact, like maybe making major financial, material, moving decisions that are going to impact your primary relationship as well. It can sometimes represent a third-party situation within a relationship where a decision needs to be made, a choice. So, it's a general reading, so it's going to be one of those for those of you watching, how it resonates. For some of you, it might be a workplace situation, and you may be thinking, you may be considering, the pretty significant decision of leaving work because of it, and that's something that you need to discuss with your partner, or something that may affect, your relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Perhaps some of you were passed over at work for something, or because of negative gossip, or whatever the situation is, and you may be thinking about leaving work because of it, or trying to find another job. And again, it goes back to affecting a primary relationship. For others of you, it might be that you were dating someone here that you were very, very attracted to, and you thought the two of you were on the same page, but maybe you found out they're also dating somebody else, and you feel, you're feeling this Ten of Swords, Five of Wands, Five of Coins, kind of energy, feeling disappointed. Or you could have been, some of you may have been in an already established committed relationship, and there was cheating or infidelity on your part or on their part as well. We have the Empress and the Page of Swords here. The Empress is a card. She's the traditional Earth Mother of the Tarot. She is the natural mate or wife to the Emperor. This is about fertility, sensuality, femininity, it's a card that can represent, the a fertility season, which is the time for planting seeds to, manifest a crop down the road. So it can be a sign of, it's the green light to start anything new. It can sometimes represent literal pregnancy as well. We do have the lovers here too, so it might be, there might be some pregnancy issues or fertility issues as well that might be affecting your relationship. Clarifying the Empress, we have the Page of Swords. Pages can represent messages. It might be that, if this is fertility, it might be that some of you have found out you're pregnant, or some of you may have found out that your partner is pregnant, or that your partner got somebody else pregnant. It could be that as well, because the Page of Swords is the page of air, which governs information, mental energy. The Page of Swords is a traditional student and apprentice gathering knowledge, but this is also somebody who can be considered kind of like the minor spy of the tarot. The Page of Swords, gathers information, looks on social media, that sort of thing. So, and it's clarifying the Empress. So this could be on a simplistic level, finding, this is about finding out about fertility. It could be that you found out that you're pregnant, your partner's pregnant, your partner got somebody else pregnant. It could be that as well. And again, because we do have some coin cards here, some earth energy, which often points to the physical structure of life, it could have something to do with work and career. Maybe you heard about, you found out information that you were working towards something. Perhaps you were working on something or working towards something. It feels like you were harboring under the assumption that you were working towards something, or that was a relationship or something in work, or maybe even some combination of both. And you received some information that made you feel differently about it. Maybe hurt, disappointed, and betrayed. We're going to clarify some of this. And right in the middle here, we have the Hanging Man and the Ten of Coins. So the Ten of Coins is long-term stability and security. This is knowing that your job is secure. This is knowing that your relationship is secure. This is having enough stability now because of the long, slow accumulation of what went into it, that you don't worry about the future, whether it's financial, material, emotional, relationship. This is long-term stability and security. But it's clarifying the Hanging Man, which represents not taking action yet. You're watching something play out. You're gaining information, because traditionally the Hanging Man is hanging upside down from the Tree of Life or knowledge. He's not taking action yet, even if you want to. Why? Because things are still in play. You don't have all the information yet. You're still gathering stuff. You're still getting different perceptions while you're hanging there. You're not yet making definitive action yet. Taking action towards what you thought you were working towards, or what you thought you were going to be receiving here, because you are still receiving information. It looks like some kind of new information came in from this Page of Swords, and all of a sudden you're like kind of at a dead halt, and now you're watching things play out and trying to figure out what to do, if you should do anything, and if so, what that is. It may be about a relationship, it may be in another part of your life, but it feels like it comes down to having a pretty significant impact on a primary relationship, whether it's about that relationship or whether perhaps the two of you need to make a decision in another area of life. So let's clarify this. Because the overall energy is it hurts, it's disappointing, it's feeling kind of stabbed in the back. Let's clarify the Empress. The Knight of Coins. Let's get one more. And the Magician. The Magician is the manifester. He works really hard. He has knowledge and experience that comes from walking a long road of trial and error. So now he has control over all the elements, and he knows how to take what he wants in his head and in his heart and combine his experience and wisdom and determination to physically manifest something into being. This is success that comes from a combination of your God-given talents along with the hard work combined to manifest it. And the Knight of Coins represents working towards something as well, working towards a sense of abundance, slowly, surely, step by step, being slow and detail oriented, because the Knight, which represents offers and opportunities, something that you're in the process of manifesting. He's the Knight of Earth, so he's a little slower than his other three brother knights, but this is really working towards a long-term sense of security and stability, which it looks like you thought you were doing. But there's been some knowledge or information, something, the Page of Swords has brought something in that has kind of halted everything for you. Let's clarify that Page of Swords. The Ace of Swords, knowledge, epiphany, the light bulb going off over your head, something coming in to reveal the truth and illuminate something and give you the opportunity to make decisions to perhaps create a different reality for yourself. This is the beginning. This is knowledge or information or seeing something in a brand new way that illuminates and clarifies something. Yeah, so there's some kind of knowledge or information coming in. Let's take a look at the next card. The Ten of Cups. Traditionally the happy home card, marriage, childbirth, blessings. Did you find out somebody was married? I mean, it could be for some of you that you were dating and you found out your partner's married or has their own kind of white picket fence already. Again, this could be finding out about pregnancy or fertility. Or finding out about something that has to do with your financial and material structure, whether it's work related or just money related. But there's this very strong sense of disappointment. You know, it's a general reading, of course. It's going to resonate in different areas for different people, you know, watching. Some of you it might be work, career, or money. Some of you it might be in a love romance relationship. There might be some interesting combination of both of those things. But you're working, you're on your way, you were working step by step towards what you thought was long-term stability and security, and something has come in which has kind of halted you. And there's almost a feeling of like betrayal and disbelief that, oh my gosh, that's not, are you serious? Are you really serious in telling me this? That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. But with truth and revealment comes the opportunity to make different choices, right? But it looks like for the time being, you're just kind of, the situation isn't, it's moving, but you're not taking specific action yet because you're still watching things play out here. Let's clarify that Hanging Man. Let's pull a card for that Hanging Man. Clarify the Hanging Man. Oh, one just flips right out. The Emperor, Aries energy. The Emperor is the natural match of the Empress. The Emperor can only be with the Empress. The Empress can only be with the Emperor. So this may be a relationship reading for some of you. This is clarifying the Hanging Man. The Emperor is also about structure and discipline because he has such a big job. He governs all the kingdoms, all the kings and queens, so he's very structured. He's all about following the rules, being very linear, responsibility, accountability. The Emperor also takes into consideration that every decision he makes affects everyone in his empire, so he's very careful about the decisions he makes. He's very conscientious about it. Yeah, this is like maintaining discipline. You're waiting, you're maintaining discipline, you're gathering more you're waiting for more information before you decide what to do in something. Let's clarify this Ten of Coins. Interesting reading. Because I'm getting like 10 different stories. I'm getting like work for some of you, fertility for some of you, infidelity for some of you. Let's clarify the Ten of Coins. The Hanging Man. Yeah. The Ten of Coins originally clarified the Hanging Man, and so we're clarifying the Ten of Coins, and we have another Hanging Man, so we have two Hanging Mans here. Yeah, there's definitely a sense of waiting before you do anything, or before anything is decided or done. The Hanging Man can feel, Sagittarius, like you're in stasis or limbo, like nothing's happening. It may appear like nothing's happening, but behind the scenes things are. And so that's why the Hanging Man is not taking action yet, even though it might be in an uncomfortable position to be in, because he's watching things play out. He's gaining little bits of information, knowledge, truth. Okay. Let's clarify the Lovers. I'm not getting the sense of making any major decisions yet, or feeling like you should make any major decisions yet. The Five of Wands. So we have another repeating card here. We have two Five of Wands. Conflict, competition, petty drama, or rumors or gossip. That's what's clarifying the Lovers, which the situation centers around, or you need to make a choice about. You know, Sagittarius, it may be that you have heard something about your partner, or your partner's heard something about you that might not be true. It might be fueled by, petty gossip, just naysayers. I call them the baby pinchers and puppy kickers. Spreading rumors, spreading lies, spreading rumors that might not necessarily be true, which is also a good idea. Why? You have the Hanging Man twice. Not quite taking action yet because you're waiting to see, you're waiting to hear more before action is taken. There's some kind of competitive or conflict energy centered around a relationship here. And while it may not be a romantic relationship, it likely is, because the Lovers typically is. Rumors, gossip, but it's petty in nature. I always get this sort of piranha energy with the Five of Wands, because it's so petty. It can be starting rumors which aren't true. It might be that as well. But because it's nasty based, you may be feeling, like this kind of out in the cold sort of thing. Again, I'm not getting the sense, Sagittarius, that you should take action yet. The Hanging Man sometimes, in situations like this where you're watching people do things, say things, act like idiots, or just, trying to stir the pot just because they can, just to see what happens. In situations like that, the Hanging Man can represent not doing anything, because you're literally giving them enough rope to hang themselves with. Okay, let them go on, because truth will out in the end. It may take a while sometimes, but karma, justice, balance in the world, it has to rebalance itself at some point. The Hanging Man can represent taking a step back, especially if it's some kind of petty drama, gossip, rumors, that involve you or about you or your partner or something like that, or affect you guys. This can be just standing back and letting them do what it is they're going to do, because they're going to end up putting their foot in it sooner or later anyway. Because I'm not actually getting a sense that you should be doing anything right now, or maybe not even at all. This may be one of these situations where people will just trip themselves up and you don't need to do anything. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. So let me pull one final advice and guidance card. What should Sagittarius do to navigate through the situation, at least for the first 2 weeks of December? The Star. Renewed faith, hope restored because of continuing to walk in faith. Yeah, I think Spirit, let me see what the next card is. The Wheel of Fortune, divine timing and orchestration. Yeah, don't do anything right now, Sagittarius. Let it play out. Let it continue to play out for the time being, because God, Spirit, angels, and guides have their fingers on this. You just keep the faith, keep walking, keep doing whatever it is you're doing, keep walking whatever road you're walking. Don't involve yourself in this in any kind of active way, if at all possible, because there's other things going on. Divine timing and orchestration is at play here. But the Star is a card of renewed faith and hope restored. But this is coming from other powers. This is not coming from anything you're doing. It's coming from what they're kind of allowing to happen and kind of creating and orchestrating as well. I don't think there is anything that you need to do here, if at all possible, other than continue doing what you're doing and try not to be actively involved in this situation. Okay, Sagittarius, that is your reading for the first half of December. I hope that it was useful to you. If you would like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading, information about that for yourself or as a gift for anyone else, email me directly at Maggie, the number one McGuire at gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you, to hear from you. I will see you all again, and you can get that information by clicking the description link below, of course. I'll see you all again in a couple of weeks for the December mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe and well. Take care. Be blessed. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.